Chandler Parsons is here. He's not on television quite yet. He's breathing heavily because he's got to go golfing with Johnny Manziel. Oh, Chandler Parsons' life is so hard. NBA Finals start tonight. We've got a parlay and a special boost for you guys as I'm maestroing this show on a Thursday, summer Friday here on Up and Adams. David Johnson recently retired. Insane season. Like that 26 season, one of the greatest years I've ever seen out of any running back. We're going to get to that. And Lions, I'm just gonna sit here in silence because Chandler wants to go golf and.
By all means, keep going.
He just really wants to get out of here. He told me.
Like tea times are a real thing anyways. Just show up, whatever you're. Just keep going.
Okay, we'll just sit here and.
Yeah, it's TikTok.
Okay, let's go.
TikTok.
Nine-year NBA bet co-host to run it back here on FanDuel TV, Chandler Parsons. Tea times, I mean, the party doesn't start till you get there, right?
Well, no, not in a tournament, Kay. You
Really?
have to be punctual. You got to get there. It's a shotgun starts. Like we start on the 4th hole today. Someone starts on the 5th hole, and you got to.
Who are you playing with?
I'm playing with Johnny Foosball.
Johnny Manziel.
Who's a stick, by the way. He's really. That means he's good at golf.
Oh, I thought he like lost weight. He was on the Ozempic or something.
No.
Okay.
No, he's actually pretty beefy right now.
Is he?
Yeah.
You two are boys.
He is. Oh, it's my guy.
Okay, got it. And then who? What other questions did you have, Richard, for him? Golf questions? You're going to be at. Who else are you?
So
playing?
Sherwood Country Club is a golf course.
Yes.
It's a club in
Robin
LA,
Hood.
in Thousand Oaks.
Shout out.
Exactly. And so they have a member guest, which I've actually never played in this tournament. It's the biggest one, but each member brings a guest. You play like 5 9-hole matches, and if you win your flight, you then go to this shootout. And you play in front of everybody, all the wives, kids, everyone comes and they watch, and you basically alternate shots with you and your guest, and they break you all the way down until there's a winner.
Well, good luck.
But we have to win our flight first, which we will.
I don't even know what that means.
We have to
but
win
I'm
our
excited.
5 9-hole matches.
Everyone wants to know who you're scared of.
Scared?
Oh.
Like on the golf course?
Who are you? Yes.
You know what? I looked our flight, so the guys were playing. There's 3 guys I don't know, and you never really know the guest either, so they could be bringing some sandbaggers, but so am I, so it's fine.
So you are okay. I'd like to come.
Come.
Okay, we're gonna leave
You
the
and
show.
Hannah
I'm
should
just
go
gonna.
Saturday,
I'm
watch
gonna
the
go.
shootout.
No, the reason you're here is because when NBA creeps onto my timeline, there's stuff going on. How did you manage to make the NBA Finals about you?
Right. That's called journalism. That's fine.
How did you do this? Luka Doncic, I can't say
Yeah, you
his
should
last
just
name.
stopped at Luka.
Kristaps Porzingis. You said they didn't like playing each other when in Dallas. And that those two have they don't love each other very much. Luka talked about what you said this week. Take a look.
I talked to Chandler Parsons maybe twice in my life, so I don't know how he would know that. But me and KB have a good relationship. I don't know what people to say otherwise.
Luka just down-cheated you.
Yeah, it's funny that people are like, oh, they eviscerated me. He said what he's supposed to say, and listen, if he's saying the relationship is good now, fine. I don't need to know him personally to have sources. I have deep roots in Dallas, so it's not like I'm just making shit up. So let's be honest.
What's the drama there over?
I'm just saying you could see when they played together, it didn't work out. Prozingis has said we were immature. There were stories how Rick Carlisle said stop being a baby to Prozingis, and Prozingis shouts at him, at Coach Carlisle, tell Luka to stop being a baby. And so there was always this rift between them, and maybe now that they don't play each other, that they have a better relationship. I had teammates that I didn't get along with when I played with them, and then once you moved on, you mature, you grow up, it's fine. So it's normal. It's human nature. Shaq and Kobe couldn't stand each other. It's fine. But I mean, listen, if the guy's saying they're friends, they're friends. I by watching and seeing and hearing everything that they said, it wasn't the best work. It wasn't the best fit, which again is completely normal. It's okay because now they both have moved on, and now one of them are going to have a chance to win a championship.
Do you believe that they both are? Do you believe that they're friends still, or do you think they're just saying that?
I mean, sure. If Luka's saying they're friends, they're friends. It's so funny because this became such a big deal. But it's fine. What is he going to say? No, I hate him going into the finals.
That's why I'm asking you. He could just be lying. I mean,
sure. All I'm saying is I'm not just making. What am I? Some loser freak that's just making up tea about Luka?
I don't know enough about this, so I'm just asking you genuinely. Do your deep roots and connections to Dallas?
I don't think they had the greatest relationship when they were playing together.
Okay, got it.
I don't. Now since he's moved on, who knows? Have you ever seen pictures of them on vacation together? I haven't. But again, that's okay. That's fine.
Yeah.
But if he's saying their relationship is fine now, great. Again, he's going into the NBA Finals. A reporter clearly asked him the question to try and stir the pot in the first place. So it's what's he going to make this about him and KP's relationship? And I think when it went wrong, I used the word beef. They actually
Yeah.
But listen, whatever. If he says they're friends, they're friends. I just know, watching them, seeing them, hearing everything I heard in Dallas, where I know a lot of people and have a lot of mutual friends, I heard it wasn't the greatest relationship. Maybe it is now.
Yeah, they're not golfing at Sherwood Forest anytime soon.
Sherwood Forest is not a thing.
What is it called?
Sherwood
Golf Club.
Country
Sherwood, sure.
Sure.
Richard in my ear wants to know who you don't get along with.
Who I don't get along with?
Richard,
know,
why don't you come on the air and
Yeah, Richard,
you
why don't
say
you
these
come
things
out here?
yourself? Who don't you get along
You know
with?
what? I never had like a real situation. There's teammates you don't hang out with. There was a guy my rookie year. I remember it's actually a funny story. Terrence Williams from Louisville. He was on the Rockets. He was like a vet on the Rockets when I was drafted, and I started like my 5th or 6th game and took his starting spot.
Okay.
And it was fine. We were cool. And I remember we went paintballing as a team, and he, from this close point range, like shot me in the back with a paintball gun. So since that day, I kind of hated him. But again, it's like if I saw him now, it's like, would I have a beef with him? No, like I could care less. It was just part of that process and that timing of me being a rookie and the animosity and jealousy and same position. So I never really had like a situation with a teammate.
What do you want to tell Luka? Now you've got a situation with Luka, clearly.
No, I don't have a situation with Luka.
Okay.
I barely know Luka. I've met him. Obviously, I'm very close friends with Dirk and Cuban. So
You don't text him, right? You're not like.
I don't have Luka's
sorry,
phone
man.
number.
Okay, I don't know.
I'm not saying. Why would I
I
say sorry? Because I know people that know that they don't have a relationship.
I just thought you might say I'm not some freak. Sorry, man. I don't even know what you would say.
I think he
nothing.
knows enough about
Yeah.
me that I wouldn't just make something out
You're
of
not some
thin air,
freak,
like
you're
sitting
saying.
there being like, yeah, like, you know what? Today I'm gonna drop some clickbait. Like, no,
Game
not what
one-
I do.
Some people do that. That's why but I'm glad you're here to clear that up. Game 1 of the NBA Finals is tonight, my friend, in Boston. Pressure. Jason Tatum, Celtics, not only win game 1, but the whole series. Where are you sitting with this? Look at the odds here.
Yeah, I like the Celtics. I think they've been the most dominant team all year long. I think Luka is the best player in the series, but I think when you look at the matchups of Tatum and Brown and the X factors of Drew Holiday and Derek White, is Porzingis, they say he's going to play tonight, but how many minutes? Is he going to be productive? So I just think when you look at him, I think it's going to be competitive, but I got to go with the Celtics. They've been so consistent all year long. They're healthy for the most part, besides KP just getting back, so I like them.
You got MVP odds. Everyone can go hang out at FanDuel Sportsbook and have some fun ahead of Game 1. I'm so curious about like the superstars looking for their first ring and just what it means. Rings in the NFL, like legacy, is so attached to them. It's a little bit different in the NBA. But I'm thinking about like who does this series impact the most, like win or loss? Like I'm thinking Tatum and Brown. They've been to 5 conference finals together. 1 NBA Finals. They have not won a ring. Like that would be huge for them, right?
We were just talking about this on Run It Back. Like Tatum and Brown and Luka, they're so young and they're so good. They're going to have time to get back to here. And then the Celtics have been so dominant in the Eastern Conference. They've got to the finals. They haven't won the big game. So I think there is pressure on them. Also, just because they're huge favorites. They're 2-1 favorites to win it. Like they are 6.5 point favorites tonight. So they are supposed to win as a 1 seed that's dominated. The Mavs are a 5 seed. Everyone thought maybe it was going to be the Nuggets, other teams coming out, the young Thunder, the young Timberwolves. It's the Dallas Mavericks. So I think the pressure falls on the Boston Celtics just because of the expectations of them to win it, and they've been there before, and they have a really, really, really good team. But as far as legacy, everyone's going to be fine after that. Like Tatum, Brown,
I mean,
Luka,
who has the most to gain, I guess?
I think who has the most to gain is
Luka,
Kyrie. I think Kyrie Irving has the most to gain.
Because he won one in Cleveland.
Because he won one in Cleveland, and now he's happy. No one's talking about the negative headlines, the COVID stuff.
He wasn't a team guy.
Saging. And for Kyrie Irving to go back to Boston tonight, where it's going to be literally the most hostile environment he's probably ever played in, to go that and win a championship where he didn't succeed in Boston, I think he's got the most to gain in this series, just winning a championship, putting a stamp on his Hall of Fame resume.
I think your best friend Luka has the most to gain because he can get back there, but at 25 to do that, that's something people don't do.
Well, his trajectory has been nuts. 6 years in the NBA, 5 years All NBA.
Yeah.
It's insane. We're talking about the greatest Mav of all time. He's been in the NBA for 6 seasons.
But I even looked at just the ages of dudes when they got there. Like LeBron and Jordan, it didn't happen for them till they were 27. Steph was 26. He was a young cat. Durant was 28. Dirk was 32, so he'd be the youngest of those greats to do. That'd be a cool thing to have happen.
And we've said all year long, once they made those trades for PJ Washington and Daniel Gafford, this is the best team Luka has had. This is the best supporting cast. So, he's got a great opportunity. I just think that the Boston Celtics, everything they do, their versatility, I think they have the better team. But how explosive Luka and Kyrie they have a chance. It's going to be competitive. It's just what are those other guys going to do? Is PJ Washington going to have a great series? Are their bigs going to provide a lot? So it's going to be so much fun. I just can't wait to see the environment tonight, how loud. Because when I played Boston, It was nuts. It's the loudest place. It's crazy.
Crazy.
Their fans say the most outrageous shit. Like it is going to be awesome.
I don't know if you think this is outrageous. LeBron said this week Kyrie Irving is the most gifted player the NBA has ever seen. You mentioned it's the return for him to Boston. Is it safe to say he'll have a warmer welcome from Boston fans than you would have if you went to Memphis right now?
Oh man, yeah, like because it's the NBA Finals we're talking here.
He's gonna get a warm, rousing welcome.
Last time he was
What's
there,
get?
he was stepping on the Lucky. He was literally flicking off the crowd. So I think it'll be bad, and I'll never go back to Memphis. So I don't think
You'll never go back to Memphis.
Never.
Memphis in May, great jazz fest, great music festival.
Nah, it's not.
Barbecue, not for you. Okay, let's get to our parlay because that's for you. It's boost time. FanDuel is so amazing. They're like, hey, why don't you two put a boost together? It's like amazing. We sucked last week. 1-3 away from. We were 1-3 away.
We were so good.
No, because
and it was
I'd
your
rather
pick
be
on the town stage, but I don't want to bring that up. But it was fine.
I would rather be. I know you were so right about that. So we're going to rely heavily on our friend here, Chandler Parsons. We asked FanDuel, let's run this back. Let's make another boost. And who do you got? What's your first leg? Do you know it?
So yeah, I think I took Celtics money line, which is kind of a cop-out.
Okay.
I do think game one. They've struggled game two. They lost to the Heat game two. They lost to the Cavs game two. So I like the Celtics money line, and I think I went Drew.
You went Drew Holiday 10+.
Yeah, I think I went Drew Holiday 10+ points. I think that's big because when you play a Dallas Mavericks team and Luka and Kyrie are their best players offensively, you have to make them defend. So Drew Holiday, I think, is going to come out aggressive. He's going to try and get them in foul trouble. He's going to go downhill. So I love him to score 10+
I was
points.
right about Kyrie. Let's focus on the freaking positive, okay, Chandler? I was right about that, so I'm going to run that back. Watch that show, by the way, every day on FanDuel TV. I'm going to run that back with 20+ points from him. He hit it for me last time. We're going to get this epic finals performance, game one. Back to Boston, facing his former team. Emotions will be high.
I love that.
He's going
I like
to
that.
bring it. What's your next one? Do you have another one, or is it?
I've already
That's
said
it?
no. I've
Oh
said
my God,
my
this
two.
was so
Wait,
easy.
don't you
No,
have a
don't
fourth?
Have to. Here's the parlay. God,
Oh no.
well, he's got Sherwood Forest on the right.
Oh, we just did this.
Here's
This
our
picture,
parlay.
by the way, is shocking.
It's very show me that smile.
Yeah, it's like a
Ooh, show me
homecoming.
that
It's like a
smile.
homecoming pose, but
Na,
also
na, na,
I
no.
hate my shirt.
It's Family Matters. Why does my shoulder look like that? Why?
Yeah. Why are you
I've got
freezing?
scoliosis. Of course I did because you
spinal
mentioned it.
bifida and you're freezing.
Oh my God.
Put a jacket on.
Drew Holiday 10+, Kyrie 20+. That's it. FanDuel boosting this bad boy from -145 to +100. Head over to FanDuel Sportsbook right now and bet the boost with us. It's 12 minutes. We kept it 2 minutes over.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Welcome.
I
Am I getting
need to
paid
ask you
overtime
one,
here?
I get to ask you one
Oh,
more
what now,
question.
Richard?
He's yelling at me. He's not really, just so the world knows, he's not really, I'm joking. Reports this morning that the Lakers are interested in UConn head coach Dan Hurley.
What a curveball that was.
I heard I thought JJ Redick was all about this gig. What's happening?
I'm just as confused as you are. I think now they're talking about being a process, building a culture. Obviously, Dan Hurley has done that at UConn. He's back-to-back national championship coach at UConn, which is crazy because we talked about today. He's the king of the hill at UConn, right? So you go from that with a chance to win back-to-back-to-back to going to the Lakers, where there's all sorts of pressure, there's all sorts of expectations. It's a different game. The way you talk to a college kid, you're not talking to an NBA guy. So it's interesting. I don't know his relationship with LeBron. I don't know his relationship with Rob Pelinka at the Lakers, but it seems like it's getting closer and closer, but they have to convince him, it's interesting. But it sounds like it's going to be a long, lucrative deal for him. And if I'm him, I'm taking it. He's an older guy. He's never been at a chance to look at the NBA coach. I think when you're talking about the process and building a culture for the Lakers, I think that gives him time. So it's not like a 1 or 2 year expectation to win a championship. So I like it for him, but also he's got a pretty sick gig going on at UConn.
You can't leave without talking about this because my producers worked really hard on it. They were thinking about it forever. I'm not kidding, not Richard. So
I feel like you're messing with me now. It's 8:13.
I'm not. Listen, there's this whole debate going on about Eli Manning career-wise versus Aaron Rodgers. C.J. Stroud, Offensive Rookie of the Year, said I'd rather have Eli's career. So we were thinking, my producers were, for like hours yesterday, what's the NBA equivalent? Because if you think about it, in the NFL, there's a big gap between quarterbacks that have 1 ring and 2 rings.
Right.
2 rings is the big thing. NBA, there's a lot more greats that don't have rings. So it's different. It's do you have a ring or do you not have a ring? What's the Eli Rodgers comparison?
Well,
there?
so we were talking about this, and I think it's weird because Eli has 1 more ring, right? But I think Aaron Rodgers is a better quarterback. Like when you rank greatest quarterbacks of all time, I think Aaron Rodgers would be ahead of Eli Manning. So it's just how do you value championships? In the NBA, I think they've gotten a little watered down right now. I was telling Blake Griffin the other day, I think he's a first ballot Hall of Famer, right? And the Celtics were begging him to come back. So if he would have went back this year to the Celtics, right, and didn't play at all, now he's an NBA. If they win it all, he's an NBA champion. Now he's like a Hall of Famer with the ring. that carries that much weight, even though he wouldn't play a lot.
Should it?
He had a
Does
small.
it?
I don't think it does. Like I don't think so. I was talking to Rich earlier. So do you want like Robert Ory's rings, all his rings, his career, like however many rings he has? It's a bunch. Or do you want James Harden, no rings, a lot of points, and a lot more money? So like it depends on what you're looking at career-wise.
Here's what they came up with. Allen Iverson, guy with all the personal accoladades, no ring.
MVP.
And that would be Rodgers. Rodgers has a ring, but like that would be the
Right.
equivalent of only having one, versus Udonis Haslem, who won 3 rings but was never the main guy with the Heat.
I would rather have Allen Iverson's career and legacy and records and MVP than being a role player on a 3 or 4 time championship team.
Iverson versus Ginobili. 4 rings wasn't the number 1 option with the Spurs.
Iverson. Like,
You'd rather have Iverson
Yeah,
careers
I think when you play to win and you want championships, but like at the end of the day, the career you can only help so much, right? You can only do so much. Allen Iverson's career is, first of all, everything he did the guy changed the dress code, for God's sakes. The guy is such a legend. But it depends. I think it's all personal opinion of what you value, what you want. I would rather have a great career. Obviously, you want rings, but like Blake Griffin never had a championship. Chris Paul's never had a championship. He's still Hall of Famer. He's still, you know what I mean?
You know how I feel about Blake Griffin. He wins all the time. So he's okay, got it.
Chris Paul, hell of a career.
You're free to go. He's literally itching to go. There he goes. Walk in front of the camera. Goodbye. Go enjoy your golf game. Tell Johnny Popo we say hello.
There you guys.
Goodbye. I saw that spicy photo shoot he had with his new girlfriend. Okay, we'll be back to talk. God knows what. Who knew Ginobili was going to come up in the show?